Hello, my name is Sonali and I welcome you all to the latest episode of Around the World in 7 Days. During the Second World War, when America forced Japan to kneel by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it changed the entire world order. This one incident established its empire in the world. With the disintegration of the Soviet Union in 1991, the only remaining challenge for the USA also ended. Francis Fukuyama named this event as end of history. But it is said that nothing is permanent in politics. In global politics, this saying seems to be taking shape. Once again, the change in the global system has started, and in this change, America's dominance is at stake. America is facing competition from none other than its arch-rival Russia and its ally China. Much evidence points towards this, and the same is being reflected in the international incidents which also confirm this change. One of these incidents is that recently the ships of China and Russia are jointly patrolling near Alaska in America. A group of 11 Chinese and Russian naval ships sailed from the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. Although these ships did not enter the US territorial waters, the USA deployed 4 Navy destroyers and a P-8 Poseidon patrol aircraft due to the absence of a permanent naval base in Alaska. This is the first time that China and Russia have dared to go so close to America. Interestingly, this is the same Alaska which used to be a part of Russia before 1867. But Russia sold it to America. In such a situation, the question arises as to why this step was taken. This move is inspired by which recent incident? We will try to find answers to all these questions in this discussion. In recent years, China has gained economic strength and made the whole world its market. As it gained economic strength, it began to exert its influence over the world, whether by asserting its rights over neighboring countries or by building infrastructure in other countries to trap them in debt. The Philippines, which is a close ally of America, is also troubled by this policy of China. Based on the historic 9-dash line in the South China Sea in 1995, China took control of Mischief Reef, located near the Second Thomas Shoal in the Spratly Islands of the Philippines. However, the Philippines stationed the US-acquired warship Sierra Madre there. After this dispute in 2016, the International Court of Justice recognized the Philippines' claim contrary to the Chinese claim, but China refused to accept it. There is often a dispute between China and the Philippines regarding this. In this series, China also started pressuring the Philippines to remove the warship Sierra Madre stationed on the Renai Reef since 1999. The US has always been opposing China's antics in the region, as the Philippines is one of America's oldest and most reliable allies in the region. In the year 1951 itself, both the countries jointly signed the Mutual Defense Treaty. This means that an attack on the Philippines would be considered an attack on the US. Apart from the Philippines issue, relations between the US and China have deteriorated in recent times. Both the countries are seen face to face in the battle of trade war and geopolitics. Apart from Southeast Asia, both China and America have a tough stance in West Asia, Indo-Pacific and South Pacific region. Statistics show that in the first 5 months of this year, US imports from China were down 24% from the same period a year ago. America's reducing economic dependence on China is also a major reason for Chinese displeasure. At the same time, the way China is gaining influence in the Gulf countries, it is going to disturb America. Recently, by making an agreement between Saudi Arabia and Iran, China has given a big challenge to America's dominance in West Asia. At the same time, by becoming an ally of Russia, China also played an important role in not allowing it to get trapped in bad economic times. Obviously, America will not be happy about this. Notably, the main reason for the tension between the two countries is to become a hegemon in the global system. This fight makes both countries stand in front of each other every time. On the other hand, the main reason Russia is doing this is because of the conflict with the US due to the Ukraine crisis. Due to the attack on Ukraine, the Western world, including America, has imposed many harsh economic sanctions on Russia. At the same time, the US and NATO are also providing arms and economic support to Ukraine in large quantities. The effect of this cooperation of America and Western countries is that it has been more than a year, but Russia did not get out of Ukraine crisis. At the same time, America's role is most important in conviction of the Russian President Putin by the International Criminal Court and getting Russia out of the SWIFT system. The first such crisis faced by America was in the year 1962 when Russia deployed its missiles in Cuba facing towards America. Russia and China reaching Alaska cannot be taken lightly. It is clear that now two countries have come together to give a befitting reply to America's dominance and surrounding it in its own way. This is the reason why the challenge to America's hegemony is rising in the global system. So that's all in this discussion. See you in the next episode. But before leaving, let's note down a practice question based on today's coverage. The joint patrol by Russia and China near Alaska is a challenge to America's supremacy. Examine the statement.